EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us in a very rainy Kansas City, Missouri at venerable Arrowhead Stadium. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season, as it'll be the Washington Commanders taking on the defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And into a sea of red, we're underway in Kansas City. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Their first play from scrimmage is a pickup of 13.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Now a run. It's the rookie from Oklahoma. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders in the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. Throwing now is Daniels. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
One down, only about 500 more to go this season. He would certainly welcome most of his passes this year going as well as that. Now that the first one is over, time to settle into a groove and begin the long journey towards Week 18 and hopefully the playoffs.
They'll run on first down. Tolbert. Down the right sideline. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. A great play there. 37 yards. And the Commanders are on the board here first in the season opener. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. Nice little juke. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 38. Now here's a throw out wide. Oh, this might be a double pass. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Yeah, you only get a 1-yard buffer there from the line of scrimmage, and he got downfield a little too far, and the flag came out. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A very solid gain of 27.
That's going to be a good matchup for him. Using him out in the backfield, telling those linebackers, hey, you're not only going to have to try and run with him, but you're going to have to try and tackle him in the open field.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Yellow.
Mahomes going to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 17-yard line. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. A first red zone opportunity the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. Now Mahomes. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Yellow.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Running left to give to Pacheco. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco with career touchdown number 156. That ties him with Terrell Owens for 5th all-time. And the Chiefs respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And he starts his new year off on the right foot as well, as this kick is good.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And the returner down to a knee. This will come out to the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they get another shot here with a 1st and 10. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 62 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Boy, some big runs here, Charles, already in this first quarter.
Yeah, if the lanes are there, go ahead and exploit them. But what I like the most, how decisive he is, putting his foot in the ground and going.
Come on.
To the air goes Daniels. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Getting home that time to Marvin Overshown.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
To throw is Daniels. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Daniels. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And it's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
I think that we all figured when he called it that short of the marker, that the defense almost relaxed and said, we got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch, and now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
Daniels going to throw for it.
That's to his running back, complete.
And he is going to be out of bounds, a couple of yards short of the marker. And they will fail to convert here on 4th down.
Well, they were looking for a clutch play there on 4th, unable to come up with it.
How about that defense, though, huh? How about that D?
Yeah, momentum swing.
And, you know, I remember playing how much 4th downs were emphasized. You know, because, as you said, it's a momentum play. It's also a big test for you. You know, if people will go for it on 4th down, they believe you're not up to the challenge. You want to show them differently.
15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
On 1st down, they go back to Pacheco.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's Mahomes to throw.
They'll check this one down to Pacheco.
So the completion gets him just a yard. And 3rd and 8 now.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
To throw, it's Mahomes. And he fires one, but incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And that is no good. Hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work. Get back in, and in this first quarter of play, this will remain a tie ball game.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings, go!
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now it's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. That's caught downfield. It's Lane.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 27.
Here we go, here we go.
Now they'll run it on the toss.
And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders.
A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown.
And Washington has taken the lead. And a nice little start to the career for the rookie here, hitting the end zone in week 1 of his career.
And that's a true welcome to the NFL moment, isn't it? The one that you actually like. A lot of times it's that big hit from a linebacker that says, all right, Rook, here you are. But when you're able to put it in the end zone and feel that sense of accomplishment, that usually fuels you towards doing it many more times in your career.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line.
35-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they were in field goal range the last time out, but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
42 yards for him on the ground in his first quarter. He has been tremendous to start the new year. In need of only about the length of the football here on second down.
Yellow, yellow. I've got blue, lady.
Again, it's Pacheco. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Mahomes now to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
To number 84. Gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 43-yard line.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. The second quarter from KC. It's the Chiefs in possession of the football as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
There are not many times where you might say it's a detriment to have a quarterback with a cannon for an arm, but this might be one of those few times. He just laid that one out there a bit too far, and his receiver couldn't run under it.
Now here's Mahomes. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. The second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A completion, yes, but certainly not what they wanted. A loss of a full 6 yards. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they've run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Now Mahomes on the bootleg. Touchdown! Chigacockrow. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from drawing level.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And we are tied at 14.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time out, look and repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 30-yard line. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
Okay, great.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Get it. Get ready.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Here we go. Set. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Ready.
Daniels looking to throw. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here.
Panther 60. Panther 60.
Here's Daniels. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. A big play if you think about it right now in this season opener. It's 3rd and goal.
19, Tiger, 19.
And he will take it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Jaden Daniels. A 3-yard run as he kept it himself. And Washington has taken the lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the lead is now 21-14.
Commanders 21, Chiefs 14. Fairbairn set to kick off.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And he'll easily just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 35.
At their own 35-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that's going to be incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well. The offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Washington on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Here we go.
And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have, and think back to our...
And he lost the football. And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Up the middle they go. Tolbert. And this is going to be a Commanders' first down as he'll take this up to about the 33-yard line.
Well, you know they had a 3rd down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 58 yards rushing for him in his first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener. This offense in mid-season form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
On the bootleg, it's Daniels. That's to Lane. He's got it outright. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
Let's go now.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw. Daniels. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A big play there on the catch and run. 35 yards.
Well, he worked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively. Just too hard to keep him under wraps. It delivers a big play here for this offense.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Come on. Set. 18, come.
They'll try to run this one in. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They're back at the 8 now. 3rd and goal. They go play action. Daniels. Toward the pylon, caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal. 5 wides in the game, 4 of them to the right side.
Hey! Cowboy 80! Let's go!
On 4th down, here's Daniels. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They throw for it on 4th and goal at the 1. And the ball's going to be going back to the Chiefs. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
2nd and 10.
Yellow! Yellow! Yellow!
In his own end zone, it's Mahomes. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Back to throw now in his own end zone.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards to play.
I don't care how many times we see it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Yellow!
Now it's Mahomes again. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play there just before halftime. 51 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. Looking to throw is Mahomes. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he is caught by Lamb. Now a timeout signal for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
Hey, yo, hey, go going. Hey, 57, call it. 15. Yellow. What's that?
Now Mahomes.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Mahomes will do it himself.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
Kaimi Fairbairn set to kick off.
We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Certainly not what they wanted out of the locker room here as they'll start defensively at the 40-yard line. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep.
Great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Fight on these two.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Mahomes going to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out.
And Washington will take control of the football in great field position.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
Throwing now is Daniels.
And he's got his man in stride, complete.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though.
Now Daniels. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Ready.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Cowboy 80.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A great play there. Making quite a splash with his second touchdown in his NFL debut.
And the Commanders go up by 2 touchdowns.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it, sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Mahomes to throw.
They'll set up the screen to Pacheco.
And a little spin cycle, room to run now. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Excellent play there on 3rd down, give him 25 yards.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield, the blocking forms in front, lofted it to the runner, and now not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
Yeah, boy, and it's tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. 2nd down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 3.
Mahomes now to throw.
Now he'll tuck this and run.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. 25 yards for the touchdown.
And the Chiefs have cut it back within a score.
Butker now to add the extra point. He's got it, and they're back within a touchdown at 28-21.
The score, Commanders 28, Chiefs 21. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin at the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
Still enjoying the lead here in the 3rd quarter, despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive.
And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
70.
To throw is Daniels. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he goes out right around the 39. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Bronco 80.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. Short throw caught by Pitts. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Targeting Pitts on the out route, and he's got it complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 31-yard line. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam. Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he stopped immediately there. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 9.
Get it. 70.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Makes it 3rd and 8.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Fairbairn able to put this one through. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We just saw another example of really good defensive football, which has led to the cushion that they have in this game. Got to him once again, knocked him on the ground, forced an incompletion.
Now they've set the tone. It's one thing to set the tone, another to come in here on the road and set the tone. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Mahomes. And this one is incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay.
Of course, that flag accepted, and it backs the ball up 5 yards.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. They'll set up a throw.
Mahomes will do it himself. That's into the hands of Worthy.
And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Now Mahomes got to have this one.
That's into the hands of Worthy once again.
But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a 1st. The Chiefs tried it, but they're turned away on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
Here we go, here we go. 60 Eagles, 6 Cougar 19. Ready.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line. And that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
Crack all 80. Let's go.
Now a handoff up the middle. Tolbert. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
And this is exactly what you're looking to do offensively. If you can start stringing some runs together like this, you'll keep churning out 1st downs, and that's going to put you in a great position to carry this one home.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack.
Down to about the 23.
Well, Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world up to the challenge.
The Chiefs will use the 1st of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
On the set. Ready. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Ready, what?
Here's Daniels. Now he's going to step up and run.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter.
For the field goal, a 44-yard attempt.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the fourth.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big play there for KC. 51 yards. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, rip list. 43. 43.
They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Basically, you're not going to outwork 2 guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else for the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Mahomes. They'll get it inside the 20. And they'll get it down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. 1st down.
Well, partner, they've used him quite well out of the backfield in this one. And here's another nice example. They set up the screen, and he's able to pick his way downfield for a nice gain there.
They go play fake. Mahomes. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
He's had a very nice day throwing the football, and I think on this play, he's just trying to buy some time so he can make another big throw downfield. Unfortunately, couldn't connect on that one.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll look to throw again. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
Yellow.
Again, he'll drop the throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Mahomes going to go on 4th down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. From 13 yards out. And the Chiefs have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Big 4th down conversion for the score and the defense. That is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, oh, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. And this is going to be covered up by Washington. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy, just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today to try and get him over 100 yards.
We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead.
Here we go. Cowboy 80. Ready.
Daniels looking to throw. He's got his receiver, Lane. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
What a call there on 3rd down. Took conviction, didn't it? If this is incomplete, the complexion of this game changes dramatically. Instead, not only is this a 1st down, but it's a big play to boot.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Washington about to close this one out as they are down to a knee. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. And they'll indeed take a knee. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Commanders, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Mile High to take on the Broncos. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they obviously fall to 0.